Happy Spotify Wrapped Day to those who celebrate. I certainly do. This is something I look forward to every year. This year, I listened to 39,000 minutes of music on Spotify, 27 days worth of music. This is really interesting because I feel like in the past, I've listened to so much more music. In the past, I remember this number being like 90,000 minutes, so I don't know what's different. My listening age, based on my music tastes, is 34 years old. Felt like I was a millennial secretly inside, but this just confirms it. My top songs, I'm not going to share my top songs because this is so embarrassing. Okay, I'll just tell you. My top song of the year was Yukon by Justin Bieber. Listen, I don't know why, but that song was just really catchy and I really liked it. Yeah, my top songs are embarrassing. Let's not talk about that. My top albums. My number one album was the new Bad Bunny album. And this was really interesting because it came out like super early in the year, like in January. Remember just like walking around in the winter in February listening to this album, and it was actually quite nice that I stopped listening to it after a while, because now when I listen to it, it's just sort of like a snow globe moment, capturing that feeling of having just got engaged, walking around, it's winter, it's sort of dreary and gray outside, but I felt so happy and so excited. So that was really nice to be reminded of that. And if you have any moments like that in your life or any albums, please share in the comments down below. I would love to hear what is that version of music to memory connection for you. My number 2 album, unsurprisingly, was Everybody Scream by Florence and the Machine. That only came out at the end of October. So the fact that it was my number 2 album with only like a month of time to like rack up the streams was pretty interesting. I listened to 11 audiobooks last year. You get like a free audiobook amount of hours that you can listen to, and I guess I used it up every single month except for 1 month, which is now. Florence and the Machine was my top artist. I spent 1,076 minutes with them, and I'm a 0.3% top global fan. Let me know in the comments down below what your Spotify Wrapped looked like, or if you don't do Spotify, what your favorite album was of this past year. I would love to know. The other thing I wanted to talk about today was the New York Times 10 best books of 2025, but while I was looking at that article, I came across this book review quiz bowl, and I thought it would be fun to do it live. Feel free to play along with me. Question number 1. Never let your sense of morals prevent you from doing what is right. I have no idea. I've only read Dune out of these options. It's been a while since I read Dune, but I don't think it's Dune. Never let your sense of morals prevent you from doing what is right. I'm gonna guess Foundation by Isaac Asimov. Oh, I was correct. Wonderful. All that you touch, you change. All that you change, changes you. I know this one. It is Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. Question number 3. They blended religion and science and art because at its base, science is no more than an investigation of a miracle we can never explain, and art is an interpretation of that miracle. That is an incredible quote. I don't know who said this, but it's giving me Neil Stephenson vibes. No, The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury. Might have to read that. Question number 4. You cannot buy the revolution. You cannot make the revolution. You can only be the revolution. It is in your spirit or it is nowhere. Interesting. Is this The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin? I was correct. I have not read that book. I guess I just know Le Guin's signature style too well. Question number 5. A generation which ignores history has no past and no future. I'm going to guess 1984 by George Orwell. I was incorrect. Time Enough for Love by Robert A. Heinlein. Now I want to read The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury because that quote was so great. I also do need to read The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. Let's talk about the 10 best fiction books according to the New York Times. I'm not going to talk about all of them. Was taking a look at this article and wanted to see whether or not any of these piqued my interest, whether or not I wanted to add any of these to my TBR. And to be honest, After looking through the descriptions of these, the only one that I'm really interested in is The Loneliness of Sonia and Sunny by Kiran Desai. It's a 700-page family saga, which sounds fascinating. I love thick books about just families and family drama. I think that is a classic formula that you can't go wrong with. Yeah, I think I'm interested in reading this one. I just don't read new releases very often. Like, most of the books I've read this year are all, from 200 years ago or 10 years ago. Like, I just don't read new releases ever, with the exception of No Life Forsaken by Steven Erikson, or Strength of the Few. I'm going to try to get to that soon, this month, hopefully. Like, I just don't read new releases. And I wonder if that's like a bad thing, where should I be trying to read more new releases as a reader, as someone who wants books to be a thriving, industry, and like publishing, I want, authors to make money and be able to survive. Should I be focusing more of my efforts or more of my consuming when it comes to books on buying new releases? I don't know. Really curious to hear your guys' thoughts on how many new releases, like 2025 books you read. What was your favorite book that came out this year? And if that's something that you think about in your reading habits. I mentioned in my last Vlogmas that I'm doing a self-care advent calendar, and part of the reason that I love this advent calendar is that it's very easy to do this advent calendar. It's all things that you probably already have laying around. You don't have to buy anything specific, or if you do, it's stuff like tea or really just small things. Today's advent calendar prompt is to wear fluffy socks. I have my fluffy socks on. If you're interested, I will put the advent calendar up on the screen so you can follow along. I guess before I leave, the last thing that I wanted to update you all on was my reading. I'm still plugging my way through 2666 by Roberto Bolaño. I am on the part 4 of 5 parts now. Part 4 is called The Part About the Crimes. I will say that it was perhaps the wrong decision to be reading a huge book like 2666 while I'm doing Vlogmas, and I'm so excited to finish this book so that I can read a bunch of shorter stuff, be able to talk about something new every day in terms of my reading. But yeah, this week I've just been plugging away at 2666. I still don't know if it's called 2666 or 2666, but anyways, that's all for today. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for being here on my Vlogmas. I will see you all tomorrow.